Everyone. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the webinar today. I'm a handful of people on, so let's make it interactive. And I usually don't prepare for any webinars. I just wanted to have the natural flow to it. I don't know your background, so first I would like to understand your background so that നമുക്ക് അതനുസരിച്ചിട്ട് ഈ വെബിനാറിനെ ഗൈഡ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും based on the level of understanding. So to begin with, how about we start by saying in the chat, or you can talk to me directly. And as Rahul said, Patiya, turn on your camera so that I can see you and interact with you face to face. So on the chat, let's see what backgrounds are you coming from. Parents ആണെങ്കിൽ കുട്ടികളുടെ background എന്താണ്, what age group, or if they are looking for a job, they already an IT experience, IT background ആണോ അല്ലയോ, അങ്ങനെ എന്താന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ just one word, can you drop in your chats? That will make me more happy. Oh, hi.
Hi.
So you're looking for her? 8-year-old, 8th class le പഠിക്കുന്നത് പറഞ്ഞത്?
No,
No.
അവൾക്കല്ല മോന്
Okay.
വേണ്ടിട്ട്.
All right.
അവന് എയ്ത്തിലാണ്.
8th ലാണ്. അപ്പോ ഐടിയിലെ any background എന്തെങ്കിലും മുമ്പ് പഠിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടോ? Coding and anything?
അവനിപ്പോ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്, സി ഒക്കെ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്.
C start ചെയ്തു. Okay.
അവൻ ഓൾറെഡി ടെക്നിക്കൽ സ്കൂളിലപ്പോ പഠിക്കുന്നത്, IHRDയിലാണ്.
Okay. ആളുടെ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് ഏരിയ എന്താണ്, എന്തെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടോ സ്പെസിഫിക്കലി?
സ്പെസിഫിക്കലി അങ്ങനെ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റഡ് ആയിട്ടില്ല, പക്ഷെ ആൾക്കൊരു AI ബേസ്ഡ് ആയിട്ടൊരു ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് ഇങ്ങനെ കാണുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ അതിലേക്ക് പോകുന്നൊരു ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് ഒക്കെ പറയുന്നുണ്ട്.
Alright.
അപ്പൊ കോഡിങ് ബേസും കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഇങ്ങനെ കൊടുക്കുന്നുണ്ട് ഓൾറെഡി.
Okay.
പക്ഷെ ഓൾറെഡി ഞാൻ ഈ ഫീൽഡിൽ തന്നെ ആണെന്നല്ല.
Okay.
ബേസിക്സ് ഒക്കെ നമ്മൾ കൊടുക്കാറുണ്ട്, പക്ഷെ നമുക്ക് ഫുള്ളായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് എൻഗേജ് ആവാൻ പറ്റില്ല.
അപ്പൊ അജിത്തിന്റെ ബാക്ക്ഗ്രൗണ്ട് എന്തായിരുന്നു ഐടിയില്?
ഞാൻ ഓൾറെഡി ഡിപ്ലോമ കഴിഞ്ഞ് പിന്നെ PSC കമ്പ്യൂട്ടർ സയൻസ് ആയിരുന്നു. പിന്നെ അങ്ങനെ സൈഡായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ തന്നെ സെൽഫായിട്ട് സോഫ്റ്റ്വെയർ ഡെവലപ്മെന്റ്സ് ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ ഫീൽഡൊന്നും പതുക്കെ ചേഞ്ച് ചെയ്ത് ഫോട്ടോഗ്രാഫിയിലാണ് ഫീൽഡ്.
Okay, we have Ansh here. I'm Ansh Anil Kumar. Yeah. First year computer science in Polytechnic. Okay. Okay, so just first year. That's good. You're looking for thinking about your career early on. How about the others? Shaktiraj, endana background? Or Manoj? Ojas? Nitin? Just one word le idea madi. Can just write like as you say here, first year computer science Polytechnic. Alangi BTech computer science. Endacha, whatever your qualification or your background is. Anybody? Sorry? Hello, just sir. Sorry, I just looked at the name. Hi, sir. You're on mute. Mute lana. I heard a female voice. Anyone was trying to talk? Hi, sir. Okay, Nitin says he's from MSc IT computer trainer you are. Okay. So in what are you training on? Shaktiraj says he's MCA, worked as a lecturer. Now I'm not working, but planning to start a new job. All right. Nitin, almost all languages, including Python. Okay. So Nitin, what is your goal now? So you want to step out from training into software development? Is that your goal?
Yeah, also ഞാനത് വിചാരിക്കുന്നു ആ രീതിയിൽ ചെയ്യാന്നുള്ളത്. എനിക്ക് വീഡിയോ അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഓഡിയോ ഇപ്പൊ പ്രസന്റ്ലി ചെറിയൊരു ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുണ്ട്. കാരണം ഞാൻ ഒരു മീറ്റിംഗിന്റെ ഭാഗമായിട്ട് ഒരു പ്ലേസിലാണ് ഉള്ളത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് വീഡിയോ ഓഡിയോ ഇപ്പൊ
No problem. Yeah. Okay. So you want to say something, Ojas sir?
Nothing. I was basically a programmer. 20-24 years LIC COBOL programmer.
Okay.
Latest സാധനങ്ങളൊന്നും അറിയില്ല.
Okay.
എന്താണെന്നൊക്കെ അറിയാൻ.
All right. Okay. Welcome.
എൻ്റെ മകനും മകളും മരുമകനും എല്ലാം പ്രോഗ്രാമേഴ്സ്, എല്ലാവരും കാനഡയിലാണ്.
കാനഡയിലാണ്. Okay. Nice. Thank you so much. So I see mostly എല്ലാവരും ഒരു IT background ആണ്. Anybody who's not from an IT background? Anyone specifically who's not from an IT background? So I'm assuming എല്ലാവരും IT background ആണ് because I'm not getting any interaction. So what makes you switch to an IT career now? I mean, information gatherers allade, student ne guide cheyanathu allade, career oriented aayittu ആരെങ്കിലും switch ചെയ്യാൻ interest ഓടെ വരുന്നതാണോ, അതോ you are trying to just catch up on new languages that's available in the market today? What is your intention of joining this webinar? How many of you are job oriented? I want to start a developer career. എന്നുള്ളത് ആരൊക്കെയാണ്? Shaktiraj, you want to? Okay. A lot of people sitting silently. Suma Devi, Jay Chandran. I see ഒരു പേര് username ന്ന് വന്നിട്ടു, പേരില്ല. Okay, so I don't know. I hope നിങ്ങൾ as we go കൂടുതൽ interactions തരും. നമുക്കൊരു engaging session ആക്കാം. ബോറിംഗ് ആയിട്ട് ഞാൻ മാത്രം സംസാരിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നാൽ എനിക്കും ബോറിംഗ്, നിങ്ങൾക്കും ബോറിംഗ്. So let's talk and let's interact. So starting on, let me ask you something. Coders ആവാൻ താല്പര്യമുള്ളവർക്ക്, do you know that coding is possible in front end and back end? And together you are called a full stack developer. Itrim information. How many of you know? Okay. So anyone who don't know? Of course you know. Okay. People who are silent, do I assume you know? Okay, so let's still start. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്കൊരു സിമ്പിൾ ഒരു ആർക്കിടെക്ചർ വെച്ച് തുടങ്ങിയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് അവിടെ നിന്ന് എന്തൊക്കെ പോസിബിൾ സ്റ്റാക്സ് നമുക്ക് പഠിക്കാം എന്നുള്ളതിലേക്ക് പോവാം. സോ നമ്മൾ യൂഷ്വലി ഇന്ററാക്ട് ചെയ്യണത് ഒരു വെബ്സൈറ്റിൽ നിന്നാണ്, റൈറ്റ്? അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു മൊബൈൽ ആപ്പ് is also another way of interacting, right? ഇതാണ് നമ്മൾ നോൺ ഡെവലപ്പർ പെർസ്പെക്റ്റീവിൽ കാണുന്നത് എപ്പോഴും ഈ സ്ക്രീൻസ് ആണ്. But behind the scenes, there's lots more going on than just the screen that you see, right? അപ്പോൾ ഇതിന്റെ എല്ലാ സ്ക്രീൻസും നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നതിൽ logic sits in a place called backend, right? And ഈ backendൽ interaction നടക്കുന്നത് is based on some kind of data, right? And that data is usually stored somewhere, which if you are all from technical background, you might know it is called the database. Okay. അപ്പോൾ ഇങ്ങനെ മേജർ ആയിട്ട് ഇത്രയും 3 components ആണ് ഇതിന്റെ ഇടയിലുള്ളത്. Okay. Am I audible or am I not? I can hear Ojas sir is struggling to hear. Can audible now?
Yes, audible.
Audible. Okay. Right. So interaction നടക്കുമ്പോൾ usually the website, I'm talking at a very high level, the website is talking to the backend, and then the backend talks to the database where they store the data. Or in the other way, database is fetching the data. Sorry, backend is fetching the data from the database and sending the data onto the website or on the mobile screen. Let's stick to the website example to begin with. So, inganathe interaction aanu basically nadakane. So, when you want to become a developer, right, you can either focus on the screen part, which is the website, or on the mobile front end part. Allah, you're more interested in business logic. Okay, കുറച്ചും കൂടി in-depth logical thinking interest ഉള്ള ആൾക്കാര്, they usually focus on the back-end part. So front-end usually chosen by people who have a bit of creativity. കുറച്ച് creative ആണ്, attention to details ഉണ്ട്, logical കുറച്ച് attention തന്നാ മതി എന്നുള്ള people who like to code lesser and worry less about the business logic, they stick usually to the front-end part. കുറച്ചുകൂടി ഡീപ് തിങ്കിങ് ഉള്ളവര്, പ്രോബ്ലംസ് സൊല്യൂഷൻ കാണാൻ ഇഷ്ടമുള്ളവര്, അങ്ങനത്തെ ആൾക്കാർ യൂഷ്വലി ഗോ ടു ദ ബാക്ക് എൻഡ് പാർട്ട്, വിച്ച് ഇൻക്ലൂഡ്സ് ബാക്ക് എൻഡ് ആൻഡ് ദ സ്റ്റോറേജ്. നൗ ഇഫ് യു ആർ ഗുഡ് ബോത്ത് in creativity wise as well as logical thinking wise, then you can know both the front end and the back end together, and you will be called as the full stack developer. Yeah, is this clear?
Yes.
Yeah. How are the others? Can I get some interactions, please? I feel I'm talking to a wall. Okay, clear. Thank you. So, people who are interested in the front end, who are interested in the front end only, അങ്ങനെ ഒരു vision ഉള്ള ആരെങ്കിലും ഈ ഗ്രൂപ്പിലുണ്ടോ? I want to design websites, I want to design mobile screens, and that's my creative world. അവിടെ സ്റ്റിക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ സ്പെസിഫിക് ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് ഉള്ള ആരെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടോ? Yes, Ansh. Hi, Shahzad. Camera. Okay. Others, can we please mute? All right. So let's assume if anybody is interested in the front end only. The front end matram interest ulla oralanengi, your options are either to be a UI UX designer. Okay, adile coding varanilla, but you are mostly into the designing and layout of your screens that you build. Okay, appo other coder world alla, completely non-coder world aanu, so you can stick to the UI UX field. Pakshe, if you are ready to code, then you can become a website developer, just the front-end developer matrava, where you can specialize in languages like React.js, AngularJS, HTML, JavaScript, CSS. Yeah, our world okay, ningalku development focus cheyan pattum. So you become a front-end developer, only focusing on your web designing and mobile screen designing. Okay, ipo oru pudhiya field vandittund. So earlier, so you must, I don't know if you have worked in IT, you will see that UI UX designer is a very highly skilled and highly paid category in a team. Pakshe, the problem here is that oru big organization, suppose they have lots of teams, like 20, 25, 30 teams, and adinte ullil oru 3-4 teams ne usually oru UI UX designer undavullu. So the teams usually share UI UX designer. So though UI UX designer course bhayangara oru course alla job is high prospect job, but the requirement in an industry is lesser. കാരണം പല കുറെ ടീംസിന് ഒരു UI UX developer മതി, designer മതി. Whereas every technical team ഒരു 5 or 6 developers ഉണ്ടാവും, corresponding 2 to 3 testers ഉണ്ടാവും. So you see the ratio is far less. And also the cost to the company is also high. കാരണം they really charge pricey rates. Okay, പക്ഷേ ഒരു web developer UI UX designing അറിയാമെങ്കിൽ you have an upper hand. Okay, it's easy for you to get a job if you are capable of following the standards and designing your own website. So one very good career path, if you want to be a front-end developer, is UI UX designing plus any of the common frameworks that's used, like React.js or AngularJS, is a very good combination to go with. Any questions here? ഇത് കേട്ടിട്ട് front-end developer ആവാം എന്ന് any interest, anybody? Not interested in front-end development? Okay. So moving on. Let's go to, so front-end development is a website perspective. If you want to be a mobile developer, then you can learn languages like Flutter, Kotlin, Android Studio, Swift, Xcode. Okay, namku front-end developer we can learn. Mobile development we can learn. Let's get on to the back-end development then. Okay, so back-end development, the popular streams in the is Python, Java, .NET. So these are the famous. Okay, I'm just thinking about it. Okay. All right. So back-end development popular idokayana. So who should learn Java? Java is a very, very strong language. Reminds me of the movie. But so Java is a very strong language. But Java use it's big organizations. Okay, like telecom industry, banking industry. Because Java is very scalable, reliable, and very sturdy applications build and help. And from a long time, legacy applications ellam build Java. So if you want to get into mainstream and get into big corporates, then it's good to learn Java to get into the existing applications. Pakshe, Java is a complex language. Okay, it's not that easy like Python. So, adariyan korchadigam logic venam, korchadigam patience venam to learn Java and the corresponding frameworks that you use when building a Java-based application. Right, when you're building a Java, you will need Spring Framework or Spring Boot, Spring Framework, Google Juice, Maven, Hibernate, JPA. All these things together is what will help you become a Java developer. So there's a lot of things associated to it. So learning curve will be a little bit more curvier because you will take time to learn it. Pashe, career prospect wise, you will have a very stable career in Java. I am a Java developer personally for like last 18 years. And
Oh. No. ഡേ കൺഫേം ചെയ്യണം അല്ലേ പറഞ്ഞ ഡേറ്റ് ചെയ്യും ചരിയ നമ്മളെ പൂച്ചത്.
Yeah, I think there is some technical issue.
Sorry, I got disconnected.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm back. So I was saying option number 2 is Python for those who don't want to get into too much complexity of coding, but you want to build nice complex applications, you can go for Python development. Okay, because Python becomes easier, 2 reasons. One, readability. Python code is like you can read English poleana syntax. So it is very easy to learn the syntax and code. Second, there's a lot of out-of-the-box libraries available, which helps you remove a lot of boilerplate codes. That's redundant title for a help already libraries through available. So we can easily write codes. So Python padicha second advantage, not just that it is easy to learn. The other advantage is that the stream opens up in today's era. Okay, so you can become a Python full stack developer. Okay, what does that mean? Python full stack developer as in you can learn something about the front end, learn Python and a framework, and then you become you can build a full application end to end. Okay, so the most popular combination is React.js, Django, and Python. So if you learn these 3, React you can build the front, Django framework is a layer on top of Python, helps you integrate the front end and back end and the database, and Python as a coding business language. Yeah. So that is where you can become Python Padcha, you can become a Python full stack developer. Now, slowly over time, if you think I should venture into the AI field, right? അങ്ങനെ ഒരു തോന്നൽ എപ്പോഴെങ്കിലും വന്നാൽ there is always a flexibility. You can divert yourself to become a machine learning specialist, or you can become a data scientist or data analysis, generative AI, our direction like you can navigate. So learning Python opens up a lot of avenue for yourself, right? That is one advantage of learning Python. Any questions? No questions. Okay. All right. Then, so we talked about web development. We talked about backend Java. We talked about Python as an option. Then another popular full stack combination in the Paranadana, MERN. Have you heard about MERN? MERN or mean, you can call it. Two things. Anybody heard of MERN and mean? No? Okay. So MERN stack. MERN stack is a combination of MongoDB, Express, React, and Node.js. So ഇതേ കോമ്പിനേഷനിൽ റിയാക്ട് ജെഎസിന് പകരം ആംഗുലർ ജെഎസ് ആണ് യൂസ് ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ that becomes mean stack, MEAN. Now, so it's a full stack way of development where you can again become an end-to-end developer. So these are the languages that is built on top of JavaScript. So it's pretty easy to learn and very flexible for people who are actually coming from IT background. Yeah. So that's MERN stack and mean stack as another option. Then, as I already said, if you want to venture into AI, that's also a stream where you have to start basically with a little bit of Python and then get into എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഇപ്പൊ data scientist അല്ലെങ്കിൽ data analyst ലെവലിലാണെങ്കിൽ പോണെങ്കിൽ എങ്ങനെ I can manage data. How can I make sense of millions of data that is available with me? Okay. How can I derive useful insight from the data? So as a data analyst and data scientist, you are trying data എന്നുള്ള information ഞാൻ gather ചെയ്തു എനിക്കറിയാം what this data means. പക്ഷേ your job does not stop there. Your job is ഈ collect ചെയ്ത ഇൻസൈറ്റിനെ എങ്ങനെ ഞാൻ easily ഒരു visual representation in terms of a dashboard or graphs or bars or charts, however, എങ്ങനെ എനിക്ക് ഇതിനെ present ചെയ്യാം so that I can present this statistics or this data to the leadership. അതായത് മാനേജ്മെന്റിനോ മാനേജേഴ്സ് പ്രൊഡക്റ്റ് ഓണേഴ്സ് അവർക്കൊക്കെ ഈ ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ കാണിച്ചിട്ട് വേണം അവർ അതിൽ നിന്ന് ഇൻസൈറ്റ്സ് ഡിറൈവ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട്. ഓക്കെ, സോ ദിസ് ഇസ് ദ സിറ്റുവേഷൻ ഓഫ് മൈ കമ്പനി, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ദിസ് ഇസ് ദ സിറ്റുവേഷൻ ഓഫ് ദ ട്രാഫിക് ഇൻ എ പെർട്ടിക്കുലർ കൺട്രി, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ദിസ് ഇസ് ദ സിറ്റുവേഷൻ ഓഫ് ഹെൽത്ത് ഓഫ് ദ പീപ്പിൾ ഇൻ എ കൺട്രി. അപ്പൊ ആ ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ അവർക്ക് വിഷ്വലി അവൈലബിൾ ആയി കഴിയുമ്പോൾ they are able to take decisions. Okay, we see a problem. How can we tackle this? So our visual representation are the ultimate power of a data analyst or a data scientist. അപ്പൊ അതിന് മുമ്പ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് നിങ്ങളുടെ സ്കിൽ ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും എന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ how can you write efficient way of models or whatever to interpret the data. അതിന് നിങ്ങൾ again യൂസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത് Python and Python related libraries ആയിരിക്കും, along with some strong mathematical concepts. So if you're coming from a maths background or a commerce background, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് IT ഇല്ലെങ്കിലും it is quite easy for you to switch into this area. Yes? I got someone say that they are in a meeting. I think it was Nitin. What happened? Why are you not talking? So I don't know. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലായിട്ടാണോ മിണ്ടാതിരിക്കുക, മനസ്സിലാവാണ്ടാണോ മിണ്ടാതിരിക്കുക, or am I just not making very useful things, saying useful things? What is it? I see some people unmuted. Suma Devi, do you want to tell me what are you here for? All right, let's move on. So ഇത്രയും നേരം നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞത് മൊത്തം was hardcore programming streams. കോഡർ ആണെങ്കിലും hardcore programming streams ആണ് നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞത്. ഇനി ഒരു സ്പെഷ്യൽ ഏരിയ ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് ക്വൈറ്റ് പോപ്പുലർ ടുഡേ ആൻഡ് ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് എല്ലാ ഓർഗനൈസേഷനിലും ആവശ്യമുള്ള ഒരു റോളാണ് ഡെവോപ്സ് എഞ്ചിനീയർ. Okay, so DevOps engineer is someone who is interested in a bit of networking concepts. All right. Apo DevOps engineers ne particular role ariyamona I don't know, but since you are Ariyangi, yes, in the chat letta I can skip the part. Otherwise, I'll say what a DevOps engineer is. So DevOps engineer ആരാന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ പണ്ട് നമ്മുടെ കോഡ് in an organization കോഡ് ഒക്കെ ഇരിക്കുന്നത് so you would know കോഡൊക്കെ ഇരുന്നത് നമ്മുടെ ഡേറ്റാ സെന്ററിലാണ് ഇൻ സെർവേഴ്സ് ആണ്. ആൻഡ് സെർവേഴ്സിനുള്ളിൽ നമ്മൾ വെർച്വൽ മെഷീൻസ് ഒക്കെ ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്താണ് നമ്മുടെ ഡേറ്റ നമ്മുടെ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻസ് റൺ ചെയ്തിരുന്നത്. അവിടെ തന്നെ സെർവേഴ്സിന് റെപ്ലിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് നമ്മുടെ മാസ്റ്റർ ആൻഡ് സ്ലേവ് കോൺസെപ്റ്റ്സ് ഒക്കെ നമ്മൾ എക്സിക്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്തത്. ബട്ട് ടുഡേ all our applications are now sitting on cloud. Right? അപ്പോൾ ഒരു DevOps engineerന്റെ പണി is two things. One is ഒരു അജൈൽ എൻവയൺമെന്റിൽ എങ്ങനെ സ്പീഡി ആയിട്ട് ഡെവലപ്പേഴ്സിനും ടെസ്റ്റേഴ്സിനും കോഡ് ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്ത് ടെസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്ത് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ്ലി കസ്റ്റമർ സൈറ്റിലേക്ക് പുഷ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ഒരു മെക്കാനിസം സെറ്റപ്പ് ചെയ്യാം. ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് കോൾഡ് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ഇന്റഗ്രേഷൻ, കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ഡിപ്ലോയ്മെന്റ്, CI/CD എന്നാണ് അതിനെ പറയുന്നത്. സോ ആ CI/CD ഇംപ്ലിമെന്റ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള സെറ്റപ്പ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇൻഫ്രാസ്ട്രക്ചർ എങ്ങനെ ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാം എന്നുള്ള റെസ്പോൺസിബിലിറ്റി ഒരു ഡെവോപ്സ് എഞ്ചിനീയറിന്റെ ആണ്. Okay. Second responsibility that he has is how can he set up the cloud space or the platform that you're using to deploy your application. And ഈ application എങ്ങനെ make sure ചെയ്യാം that it is safe from any kind of external attacks, performance high ആണ്, റിസോഴ്സ് കൺസംഷനും ഓപ്റ്റിമൽ ആണ്. കാരണം നമ്മളൊരു ക്ലൗഡ് സ്പേസിൽ എന്ത് റിസോഴ്സസ് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ബില്ലും വരും. Right? So it is expensive. So a DevOps engineer's responsibility is എങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് ആ റിസോഴ്സ് ഓപ്റ്റിമലി യൂസ് ചെയ്ത് ഓർഗനൈസേഷന് നമുക്ക് ഒരു ബെനിഫിഷ്യൽ ഇൻഫ്രാസ്ട്രക്ചർ സെറ്റപ്പ് സപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും എന്ന് നോക്കുന്നതും ഒരു ഡെവോപ്സ് എഞ്ചിനീയർ ആണ്. ഓക്കെ, സോ അറ്റ് ദ സെയിം ടൈം ഈ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻ ഡൗൺ ടൈം ഇല്ലാതെ ഫുൾ ടൈം അപ്പ് ആൻഡ് റണ്ണിങ് ആവണം. റൈറ്റ്? അപ്പൊ അതിനുള്ള കോൺഫിഗറേഷൻസ് എന്താണോ വേണ്ടത്, ഹൈ അവൈലബിലിറ്റി എന്ന് പറയാം, സ്കേലബിലിറ്റി, ലോഡ് ബാലൻസിങ്, ഈ വക കോൺസെപ്റ്റ്സ് ഒക്കെ എഫിഷ്യന്റ്ലി ഇംപ്ലിമെന്റ് ചെയ്യണത് റെസ്പോൺസിബിലിറ്റി ഡെവോപ്സ് എഞ്ചിനീയറിന്റെ ആണ്. സോ ഡെവോപ്സ് എഞ്ചിനീയർ ഇസ് എ പേഴ്സൺ ബേസിക്കലി ഒരു ആപ്ലിക്കേഷനെ ക്ലൗഡ് സ്പേസിൽ എഫിഷ്യന്റ്ലി ഡിപ്ലോയ് ചെയ്ത് അത് മെയിൻറ്റെയിൻ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു ടീം ഓഫ് എഞ്ചിനീയേഴ്സ് ആണ് ഡെവോപ്സ് എഞ്ചിനീയേഴ്സ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. സോ വേർ ഡസ് കോഡിംഗ് കം ഇൻ ടു പിക്ചർ എന്ന് ചോദിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ there you have to do coding in terms of scripting. So you might use a bit of Python if they are implementing Python scripts. Otherwise, you will make use of another textual script that is used, which is called YAML scripting. Okay, that's a user-friendly textual script, which is fine to learn. So YAML scripting is one other way. Pinna, you will also make use of Linux scripting. Usual Unix, Linux language scripting. So that is a different world. Not very application development types, but mostly a networking kind of a concept involved in DevOps. Appa aa area arkingalum interest undengil, that's a very fruitful path to take for future, because adu inevitably ella organizationilum ulla oru job role aanu, both in India and internationally. Yeah. Anyone who had already heard about DevOps? Can you say yes in the chat? I'm trying all the way to get some interaction, which nobody budges. Yes, okay. Ansh already knows about it. Ojas didn't know about it. All right. So another category. So we spoke about web development, mobile development, full stack development, DevOps, engineering world, and now we can talk about another stream which is called software testing, automation testing. So not only testing, automation and testing field. So random. Sorry. Okay. So automation and testing are a very stream. So you can become a software tester. As the name goes, you are testing the software. Okay. Our Adi manual testers are popular. From a long time now, automation testing is pretty popular. And going forward, it is going to be only automation testing. Kana manual testing is not going to make any sense going forward. Why? Because some applications are huge and rapid. CI/CD delivery. That's frequency of delivery has increased. അപ്പോൾ എല്ലാ പ്രാവശ്യം ഡെലിവറി ചെയ്യണേക്കും ഒരു മാനുവൽ ടെസ്റ്റർ എല്ലാം മാനുവലി ടെസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഹ്യൂമൻലി ഇമ്പോസിബിൾ ആണ്. ആൻഡ് ഓൾസോ ദി ആക്യുറസി ഈസ് ഓൾസോ ഡൗട്ട്ഫുൾ. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഓട്ടോമേഷൻ ടെസ്റ്റിംഗ് ആണ് കൂടുതൽ കോൺക്രീറ്റ് ആൻഡ് ട്രസ്റ്റ് വർതി ഇൻ എൻ ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ. സോ ദേ ആർ ലുക്കിംഗ് ഫോർ ഓട്ടോമേഷൻ ടെസ്റ്റേഴ്സ്. അവിടെ അഗൈൻ യു ക്യാൻ ഗോ ബൈ 2 പാർട്സ്. വൺ, യു ക്യാൻ ഐദർ ഗോ സെലീനിയം വിത്ത് ജാവ. സെലീനിയം യൂസ് ചെയ്യണം എന്നില്ല. ദർ ആർ ലോട്ട് ഓഫ് ടൂൾസ്, ബട്ട് മോസ്റ്റ് പോപ്പുലർ വൺ ഇസ് സെലീനിയം. So you can go with a combination of Selenium with Java, or you can go with Selenium and Python. Both are fine. Just Selenium coding the Java or Python. In both cases, there are a lot of out-of-box libraries available. So coding is simple. So coding cheyanam, paksha atra extensive coding interest illa ennaanu your standing. Software testing, automation testing is your field to go. Yeah. Any questions so far? All right. So, which stream do you think sounds interesting or doable for you as an individual? Either field for development paranyu, networking, DevOps paranyu, testing, automation tester role paranyu, full stack development paranyu, or UI UX designer avam plus front end developer avam ennu paranyu. So idalakka vachittu which one do you think is interesting?
Python front end.
Python front end? You mean Python full stack?
Yeah.
React, Django, and Python. That one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Jayachandran. Who else found something interesting, or you found nothing is interesting? I need something more. Anybody got interested with data science and data analysis?
That is required in all the areas, isn't it?
It is, how I can put it is that, of course, everybody is going to deal with the data when you are a developer. Pakshe, or a business analyst or a data analyst involved on a depth is different.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes. So you are spending 8 hours staring at millions of records is different to a developer thinking about, okay, select stuff from so table, get me the data. Other Allah. So there's a lot of time spent by the data analysts dealing with data and finding out, pre-processing them, cleaning them, exploring through the data, finding meaningful insights. So that's a totally different stream to go to.
Yeah, but that is the most important thing.
Yes, yes. But there's a dedicated team doing it. If you want to be part of that team, then data analysis and data science is your stream, is what I'm trying to say.
Specialization.
Specialization, yes. Because our stream, they of course learn about all these strategies of how you can eliminate unwanted data, how you can clean the data. Visualization, they will also learn tools like Power BI or Matplotlib libraries they will learn, or Tableau is another tool to visualize. So all that is where you specialize. And you can also you can also become a business analyst in the future if you want to sometimes step off from development and get into business. Business analysis or product owner level, you can grow the ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jacob says, well appreciated class, but can I ask which one is more relevant? Okay, I only spoke about the relevant stuffs today, because if I had to speak about the non-relevant stuffs, then there are so many other stacks like Ruby stack and PHPs and all that is not too relevant today. Indirects applications ഒക്കെ അതിൽ ഇന്നും run ചെയ്യണമെന്നല്ലാതെ അതിനൊരു future we don't see. Okay, so I only spoke about the technologies and frameworks that are going to stay in the future. So അതിന്നും ഇതിന് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞതിന്റെ ഉള്ളിന്നും most relevant ആയിട്ട് പറയാനാണെങ്കിൽ is clever if you're starting today to start in the direction of AI. That would mean you become a machine learning specialist, or as I said, going to the data science side or generative AI. Our stream lake focus you will, of course, it's a clear future that we are going to the AI world. So അതിന്റെ ഒക്കെ foundation ആയിട്ടാണ് start ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ then the way to start is with Python. Did I answer your question, Jacob?
For development of a package,
Mhm.
development of a business package.
Business package as in you mean salary package?
No, I'm just telling you. I'm a cost engineer.
Cost engineer.
So we do something in costing.
Costing, okay, yeah.
So if a commercial package is developed,
Mhm.
that is my for the work I do.
Okay.
So that the user can use it to get the results directly.
Okay.
Input output.
Right.
So we are giving some input data. That is a database will be there.
Okay.
From that will be taken. Then there will be a how this data is processed, and there will be an output.
Yeah.
So the users are mostly interested in the output.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
We have to specify which are data, which is our data requirement. We have to collect it, keep it always ready.
Yeah.
Like that. But this is only an annual exercise, but the data collection goes on throughout the year.
Yeah.
For that.
Okay. So final output, the gravity of the output you get to see only in the end of the year, but throughout the year you have to do this exercise, you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
Field data has to be connected.
Yeah.
And once in a year only we put that this electricity tariff.
Mm-hmm.
Done only once in a year.
Okay.
So the costing is done, and the final cost report we have to give to the top management.
Yeah.
It is category-wise cost of supplying electricity.
Right. So that change varies from business to business. But oral business no oral requirement ana. In your case, it is something you want to view only at the end. Endana data collected or insight endana end of the year kanda madi. And basically yearly decisions are edukane. But there are a lot of organizations who actually look every month's data. Right?
Even every day.
Yeah, every day also, depending on the industry.
Yeah, that is true. My intention.
Yeah.
To learn something about when developing a package of this type.
Your intention is to develop?
A package, a commercial package.
Okay. Something to automate.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was I worked with the COBOL and all years back.
Okay. Okay.
I tried to study, but not reached anywhere. So lack of time is also there.
Right. So I think you're talking about you want to now it's AI time. So you want to build a model where you can feed in a data that you have, and that model should spit out the expected output that you're looking for, and visualize.
Already that is I already made it. It is in spreadsheet only.
Spreadsheet, yes.
But we have to convert into a package.
Yes.
That's the problem because commercial.
Okay.
Even in the US, only spreadsheets are available for this type of work. Nobody has developed a package.
Right. So you're trying to create something of your own.
Yeah, if at all possible.
Yeah. Of course. Anything is possible.
I had a discussion with a company in Technopark. They said they will develop it for me. That terms is under negotiation.
Okay. And what tools are they going to use to develop it? Java. Okay.
But whatever it is, my ultimate aim is to develop a package for costing.
Okay, got it. Okay. How about the others? So, Ansh, you're the first year computer science person, right? What do you think your interest lies in? Which is it? Ah, is it? All right. So unless you have any questions, I don't know what else to share because I said, I have not come with any special preparation. I'm just talking from out of my head. And if you have, there's a lot of options. Yes. Okay. And says there's lots of options. So which one did you find more interesting? Which area do you want to go? Development, networking, or AI? And I want to think and find the best for me. Okay, cool. So in a nutshell, so if you're coming from a non-IT background, then I would say you should start with something light. And that light would be, if you want to be a front-end developer, then I would recommend you go for HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and slowly venture into React.js. Or if you want to get into the full stack or backend, then start as a Python developer. Another option being you can go as a software tester, a little bit that automation part of it. Or you can get into data analysis or data science using Power BI, Tableau, and all that. Or you can go for the mobile app development, front-end development. But if you're coming from an IT background, then you can venture a little bit more deeper and take up more challenges. And you can try going for MERN stack or mean stack or even attempt to go for Java full stack. Or if you have a bit of a networking like, you go for DevOps. And if you want to future-proof and get into AI, then go for ML or machine learning or generative AI part with Python. And yes, another option that I can also think of is cybersecurity, which is going to be which is and which will be pretty popular forever. So cybersecurity, I guess you know, it's as I said earlier a bit, that how can you protect your resources and your data and your application from external attacks on the cloud platform. That's cybersecurity. So you can see how can you prevent phishing and attacks, and data leaks, etc. So you can get into cybersecurity as well. That's another option. Yeah, Ansh wants to be a developer, an AI developer, I guess. Okay. വേറെ എന്തെങ്കിലും questions ഉണ്ടോ?
Ma'am, can I have a moment?
Yes, sure.
So currently, I have some coding skills on Flask backend. So what do you think would be better for me to study to complete the full stack
So
development?
you only know Flask.
Currently, yes. I do know a bit of HTML and CSS, but it's not exactly up to my standards.
Okay, so you are pretty beginner.
Yes, kind of. Some of the projects I have done is like simple task manager, and
Okay.
Current year project I have been doing is an AI powered detection web app. So I have done some basic database connectivity with PostgreSQL and some basic routing on Flask. So what would you suggest to improve the backend part or like complete the full stack developer skill set?
Okay. Can I know your background? Are you coming from an IT background?
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily. No, I'm asking what.
I mean,
No.
no, I'm like BTech student. I normally I studied from YouTube. Nothing else.
Okay, you did BTech in what?
Computer science.
Okay, so you finished your education?
No, last year.
Final year. Okay, so you're a student and you are BTech Computer Science. So you are coming from an IT background, huh?
I am technically finishing my.
Yes, but still you are linked to the IT world. When I say non-IT, I mean people coming like BA English, Economics, Physics, BCom, all those are the non-IT people for me. So you do have a foundation, being a BTech IT CS student. So you are coming from an IT background. So if you know Flask, that means yes, you only know the framework part, I guess. And a bit of Python, you know?
Yes, I did do some of the studies before going into Flask.
Mm-hmm. So then if you want to link it to the front end, then I would recommend React, which is popular if you want to think from a job oriented perspective. Another option is Angular. That is also popular. But I think mostly the company is inclined a bit towards React over Angular. So it's a choice. It's a personal choice which way to go. So that is one way to start. And Flask is a little bit more flaky framework compared to Django. So if you want to get into a career path and learn something more sturdy, I would recommend you learn Django.
Okay, thank you.
So, okay, can I call you tomorrow to ask further questions? Yeah, sure. I think there will be a form at the end. Is Rahul there? Can I, if you don't mind, you can either drop your number here and someone would get back to you to book a time, or when closing, there is a registration form and we have your number. We'll get in touch with you. Is there a preferred time for you, Jacob? Rahul is here. No. Okay. So Jacob wants to have a call tomorrow, one-on-one. Okay, we'll get in touch with you, Jacob. Any other questions?
Hello, I'm Shahzad, and what is the best code for like a game development?
Game development. Okay. How old are you?
10.
10 years? Okay. I think you can start learning with Python.
What about app development?
Apps development.
Uh,
What app do you want to build? Web application or mobile application?
I mean, mobile.
Mobile app? Okay. I don't know that 10-year-old what you can build. But you want to join the Python game development session with me on the 5th of April. It's for kids.
I guess I'll try.
You'll try? You have no school?
Yeah.
It's vacation time?
No,
It's not
It-
vacation.
no, it's just Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, of course, it's a Saturday. Oh my God. He's so upbeat. All right. Yes, my bad. It is a Saturday, so you can come. Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay, for sure. So you can come to my game development session and we'll see if you can code in Python. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. See you there.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other question? Okay, so if no other question, that's all I had to share. Unless there is anything to clarify, I'm here for you. Otherwise, we can save our time and we can wrap up.
Do we have any questions? Okay, so I guess we don't have any questions. So
Okay, we have something on Shaktiraj, how to join Python game development session for kids. I think Rahul, you can get in touch with Shaktiraj.
yes, definitely.
We'll get back to you.
So thank you all. So we have a webinar coming on April 1st on Python plus AI, and it's basically for people like for students of 10th and plus 2, and maybe people who want to learn Python and develop a game by themselves. So that's our plan, and we are also starting sessions on April 5th, and 1 month program for especially for students. But those people who are interested can also join for the webinar as well as for the session. So regarding today's webinar, നമ്മൾ ഇവിടെ wind up ചെയ്യണം. So we'll be getting in touch with you by tomorrow, and we can arrange, like Jacob has asked for a one-on-one with Smita, so we'll be arranging that, and definitely Shaktiraj will be contacting you, and we'll be sharing the details. We'll be sharing the details of next webinar to each and everyone who joined today. Okay. So once again, thank you all for joining today's session. Our team will be contacting you very soon.
Thank you, Ansh.
And we'll be sharing the details of the next webinar as well. So thank you, Smita. Thank you all for participating. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.